Okay, Jubilee Church, proactive parenting. We want to raise young men that are heroes um, and champions, not a bunch of wimps that are running around in skinny jeans.
The underlying concept in my mind is that this is how you, well, it's how you follow God. It, follow His leadership, and but we could go for a broader understanding and goal of saying this is how you advance a civilization. And we believe in the kingdom of God. We believe that a Christian civilization should advance.
And their values are structured around something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
We look back to the World War II era and call those the greatest generation. The sacrifice that they were willing to make, of course, it was very real to them. Unlike all the politicized junk that we're seeing nowadays, they knew that Nazism was evil and that whatever brand of communism that Hirohito was trying to cook up, was Hirohito the emperor of Japan?
It was, but they had a different thing going on. But they were allied with that same, we want to dominate with our philosophy of us.
Well, anyway, we didn't want no part of that neither, so we had a bunch of underage young men, what I'm saying, they were not old enough to enlist, that were going and lying to get enlisted at 14, and so as long as they were a big strong buck they would be in if they looked older than what they were. I don't see that happening now when the little boys are dressing, looking, and having the mannerisms of girls, or at least what the scriptures refer to as effeminate. So maybe not gay, but certainly not very masculine. Those aren't the guys that are running out to step in front of bullets or to rescue society, really.
Yeah. And the Bible portrays manly men that follow the leadership of God and build up their family, build up their home, build up ultimately their nation. The biblical example was Israel, but Christian civilization, we're grouped as nations, and so as a civilized nation, you're a part of that. You're a civilized being, and the men take the lead in that.
Yeah, like so Justin Bieber wouldn't be an example of a manly man whose footsteps you probably want to follow in. That's probably a low blow, and he's Canadian anyway, so I don't know. But I think the thing is that what we have as parents now, as what we have allowed, and what is being allowed as far as the pattern or whatever for a young man has really gotten broad enough that you can't find a lot of young men in that group anymore. And so that's the beef. We're just not saying, hey, this is what a man is. And so they're confused. They're looking around and going, maybe Justin Bieber's a man. If they're a little older, they might have thought that, what's his name? Michael Jackson. Maybe that's a man, and so they don't know, which, we think it's ridiculous that they would not know.
Right.
But it must not be ridiculous because a whole bunch of them don't have a clue.
And it seems like, at least in part, that's a symptom of parents that don't have, and I'm thinking dads here particularly, that don't have the confidence of being who you're supposed to be. And parenting, given that as an example as a parent, and we need to be having some of that.
Well, men, let's face it, men go out and fight wars. Men go out and build skyscrapers. Men go out and ride bronc and bucks or buck and broncs, that's what it is, and bulls. and do dangerous things, and they go out and carve civilization out of the Wild West, for crying out loud. And even though a lot of that's already been done, but the fact remains there's either you have a framework of thinking that men are designed to go out and conquer things, or you want them to sit home and play video games, in their little sporty shorts or whatever. I don't know. That just it gets pretty gay in a hurry in their yoga pants. Yeah, yeah. So here you go. We may have to start another show here because I'm saying that ain't working. That ain't working.